Man, what a difference a week makes, huh? Phillies sweep the Milwaukee Brewers. They're now on a 7-game win streak. Rob Thompson is the best manager in baseball. He is now 6-0 to start his managerial career. And it's just fun right now. It's really fun watching this Phillies team. Just what a gutsy win. What a win. Basically, when it felt like this game was just dragging on, this game was tied for as long as it was possible. When you get, what was it, like a 400 plus pitches combined in this ball game had to be over 4 hours. It just felt like, felt like 10 hours, honestly, with the way it was dragging on and on and on. But then you get to the later stages of the ball game. Bryce Harper going deep, Kyle Schwarber, Odubel Herrera chipping in with a pinch hit shot as well. Zack battled. The bullpen actually was pretty solid in this game, not going to lie. And you get yourselves another win. Another win. What a difference a week makes, honestly. 7-game win streak. 7-game win streak. This team right now, they look like they're having a lot of fun. And that is really nice to see from this Phillies team. And just like what I said, another gutsy win by this Phillies team, especially with the way they were approaching Corbin Burnes in today's game. He was pitching. He was battling out there. He didn't even last, I would say, through 4 innings in this ball game. He had over 115 pitches. He had over 110 pitches. Yeah, he went 4 1/3 innings, 3 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 4 walks, and 8 strikeouts. The fact that even though he only allowed, 1 earned run, technically he allowed 3 because there was an error involved in those situations. But just the matter of fact that you get Corbin. Here we go with the Wi-Fi again. So that's definitely another thing right there. But still, just when you're taking Corbin Burnes out of the ball game very early, not very early in this ball game, but you're forcing him to come out of the ball game earlier probably than you think what would happen. Through not even 5 innings, he has over 110 pitches. That's definitely nothing we expected coming into this ball game. They made him work. They made him battle. And that is something, That was nice to see. I like it. Doesn't even like they had a lot of chances to score on Corbin Burnes, but the fact that I wasn't mad that they weren't scoring runs because they were taking, it was closer and closer and closer to getting Corbin Burnes out of the ball game. If you understand what I mean, the more chances he has to get out of the ball game, the quicker you get into the Milwaukee bullpen, and the quicker you get into the Milwaukee bullpen, possibly. Maybe you have your better chance to score runs later on in the ballgame. That's basically exactly what happened, especially with all the home runs that happened in this ballgame with Bryce Harper, Schwarber, and Odubel Herrera. So that's basically all it is. And Didi Gregorius has been really good since coming out of the IL. That was something that I did not expect, even though I don't think Didi Gregorius is a bad player like a lot of Phillies fans do, like the stress. I didn't expect this out of Didi. I honestly didn't. What was he, like a home run shot of the cycle in this game? Seriously, a check swing double that scores a couple of runs. Seriously, a check swing. You get that type of luck. Things are going your way when you're getting that type of luck right there, especially for the Phillies. My God, that was that was something. That was definitely something there. So before we get into the rest of this ball game, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports. Most important thing you do, hit that subscribe button. I will greatly appreciate that. Also, if you're looking for the latest Philadelphia sports news, recaps, and events, this is the place to be at, depending on the outcome, great or miserable, depending on the outcome. And if you're a current viewer of the channel, I'm grateful for you being here that long and looking to continue that down the road. And if you're looking for tickets for upcoming sporting events, concerts, whatever you can think of, use the code TTP Sports down below for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Get yourself the tickets to an upcoming Phillies game and everything like that. Free $20 in your pocket, avoids the fees. Use that for parking concessions and everything you can think of. Use the code TTP Sports, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Cannot pass that up. So the Phillies sweep the Milwaukee Brewers. They win by a score of 8-3. Zack battled. Basically, the entire pitching staff battled. The bullpen was actually very solid in this game. Nelson, Brogdon, Dominguez, Familia, surprisingly. Norwood came out there in the 9th inning, and it got a little rough. That's something that, probably was going to happen with Norwood out there. But still, I believe that this team was going to be able to close this one out. It came up to that. I believe they were going to be able to close it out just because with the way the Brewers were, with how many chances that they blew throughout the game, I really didn't believe Milwaukee was going to come back in that ball game regardless of the deficit. So that happened there. So hey, we got a huge series sweep of this Milwaukee team. 7-game win streak. Phillies are now 1 game below 500. They're 28 and 29. They're creeping back up there. And they're getting, I guess you could say they're getting hot at the right time. They are. They're starting to feel themselves. They're starting to find their groove. And let's see if they can just continue to keep it up, especially coming back to Citizens Bank Ballpark when you're going to be facing, not so good teams coming up with the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Miami Marlins. I understand the Miami Marlins, they have elite pitching, and that's going to be definitely tough whatsoever. But still, Arizona Diamondbacks, they're not that good of a team, but they're not a bad team, but they're not that good either. Like, they're on the verge of mediocrity, if you know what I mean. So that's a series you should be able to take advantage of there. Miami, you got to find a way to get over the kryptonite of that team. And you got Washington coming up that very next week. I believe it's a 5-game series against, the Washington Nationals, who are not a good baseball team. Not a good baseball team whatsoever. This is an upcoming stretch where you can really try to gain some ground back. Really try to. The most important ground to gain back. So this is a really important stretch for this Phillies team. Even though they've been really good during this stretch, the upcoming stretch is really important with the quality of teams that they are facing. And the schedule, yes, it does get easier as the season does go along. So right now, it's fun watching this team, and let's see how much they can keep the train rolling. It's just really fun to watch it right now, really. So going through this ball game, like I said, it just felt like it dragged on and on and on and on and on. Because really the first so many innings were just like teams failing to score on their chances. Milwaukee gets on the board first. Willy Adames goes deep to dead center field, makes it a 1-0 Brewers lead. Phillies get the bases loaded in the top of the second inning. Castellanos and JT lead off with walks. Didi gets a single as well, loads the bases up with 0 outs. Bryson Stott grounds into a fielder's choice, which ties the ball game up. Moniak did get a 2-out walk, which he did battle during that bat with Corbin Burns. But then Kyle Schwarber strikes out. Nothing happening there. Brewers try to respond in their bottom half of the second inning. Zack Wheeler battles, 2-out bases loaded situation. Gets a lucky break. Willy Adames grounding out right to him. So you got a break right there. Leadoff guy on in the top of the third inning for the Phillies. Nothing happens there. Top of the fourth inning, Didi leads off with another triple. That's what I wasn't expecting. Can't bring him home, so that sucks in that situation. Go to the top of the fifth. Phillies put some more runs on the board. Rhys Hoskins gets a single, but Schwarber did get on base. He technically struck out, but there was a wild pitch in that situation, or pass ball, went all the way up at the backstop, and he was able to get the first base, so no outs in that situation. Rhys Hoskins gets a single, 2 runners on. Nick Castellanos gets a single, bases loaded, so another bases loaded situation. JT hits a sac fly. Didi Gregorius with the check swing double. Like, seriously, he wasn't trying to swing. Check swing. Goes all the way down the left field line, and it scores a run, making it a 3-1 ball game. Nick Nelson comes out for the bottom of the fifth inning. He gets out of that situation after a leadoff double by Rowdy Tellez. Nothing happening for the Phillies in the sixth. Brogdon comes out for the bottom of the sixth inning for the Phillies, gives up a leadoff home run to Hunter Renfroe, makes it a 3-2 ball game there. Top of the seventh inning, Bryce Harper leading off the inning. Bullpen out there for the Brewers. Boxberger. Bryce Harper crushes one off the scoreboard. Off the scoreboard. Off the scoreboard. Bryce Harper cannot be stopped. I believe I saw on Twitter that's like his 5th home run in the past 6 games. So yeah, Bryce Harper is on a hot streak, especially hitting the long ball, which is very fun. Very fun. So 4-2 Phillies. Go to the top of the 8th inning. All with 2 outs. Mickey Moniak works another walk. Another battle during this at-bat. Kelly on the mound for the Brewers. And then Kyle Schwarber during his at-bat, 2-1 count, crushes it. Makes it a 6-2 ball game. Familia out there in the bottom of the 8th inning. Allowed a 2-out single, but managed to get out of that situation. Go to the top of the 9th. Bryce Harper leads off with a single. Odubel Herrera, he came in the previous inning for Nick Castellanos, I'm assuming as a defensive replacement just because of the lead. Comes up, 1-2 count, fouls a couple of pitches off, and then absolutely destroys this pitch. I'm looking at my computer screen, just watching, stuff on Twitter, then I hear the crack at the bat. I'm like, holy shit, Odubel. Holy shit. 8-2 ball game. Go to the bottom of the 9th. Norwood out there on the mound. Yelich reaching on an infield single. He gets the next 2 guys out, though. Urias singles, Andrew McCutchen gets an RBI single, and then Peterson grounds out. He was originally called safe on the play, and a run did score. So at that point, it was 8-4, but the Phillies challenged it. Thank God they saved the challenge until very late in the ball game. And the call got reversed, and the run got taken away. So the Phillies win this game by a score of 8-3. Really nice. Really, really nice. So going to the lineup, Kyle Schwarber in the month of June, another home run. He goes 1 for 5 in this ball game with 2 RBIs. Rhys Hoskins goes 1 for 4. Bryce Harper goes 2 for 4 with the solo shot. Nick Castellanos 1 for 2 with 2 walks, so he had a nice day at the plate. Dubal Herrera went 1 for 1 in that situation where he went deep. JT gets a sac fly. He goes over 3. Didi Gregorius 3 for 5 in his ball game, 1 RBI. Alec Boehm 0 for 5, so he struggled a little bit in this game. Bryson Stott over 3, but he got an RBI ground out and also worked a walk. Milky Moniak, underrated day to play, honestly, went over 1 with 2 walks. And some of those walks led to certain situations, especially that Kyle Schwarber home run. Runners in scoring position, the Phillies had a ton of them, though. 3 for 16 of runners in scoring position, and he left 8 runners on base. Thank God for the long ball. Thank God for the long ball. Rest of the pitching staff, like I said, Zack Eflin, he battled in this game, 96 pitches through 4 innings. Definitely, that's not something you want for a recipe for success, but still, he managed to only allow 1 run in this ball game, 4 hits allowed, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts on 96 pitches. Nelson came in for the 5th inning, did solid work, struck out 2. Brogdon, I would say he was solid. He allowed 2 hits, but he only allowed 1 run in that situation on 22 pitches. Sir Anthony Dominguez dominant once again. 1 inning pitched in the 7th inning, strikes out 2. Familia, great inning by him. 1 hit allowed and 1 strikeout on 12 pitches. And then Norwood came out there for the bottom of the 9th inning. 3 hits allowed, 1 earned run, and 2 strikeouts. So don't like that he's allowing a run and getting into that trouble type of situation. But I guess at the end of the day, no harm done in that standpoint. So it's very fun. It is very fun watching this Phillies team. Not going to lie. Definitely not going to lie. Dare I buy a Bryce Harper powdered blue jersey? I still don't have a powdered blue right now in my, wear for the Phillies right now. Still need one. I'm still waiting for my Nick Castellanos jersey to come in the mail. That's, going to take a little bit. But still, why not? Why not? Why the hell not? So if we look at the Phillies right now, they are 28-29 on the season. They are 3rd in the NL East currently. And honestly, let's look at the MLB standings just to see where the Phillies land in the wild card spot and just overall. So we go to the National League East. Braves, they've been hot recently. They're on a 7-game winning streak as well. So the Braves and the Phillies are getting hot at the right time. Braves are 30-27. They're 7 games behind the New York Mets, and the Phillies are 9 games behind the New York Mets. And it's still very weird. The Phillies have a plus 34 run differential. It's probably because they score so many runs in ball games. It's probably why. It's still very weird, though. Below 500 team, and they're plus in the run differential. But hey, they won 7 straight so far, so I can't complain. Looking at the wild card, because that's where I wanted to look at the most. So if I look at the wild card right now, Padres, they hold that wild card spot, the first spot, by 4.5 games. Cardinals at the second spot. They're a game ahead of the San Francisco Giants, who hold the third wild card spot. The Braves, they are a half game behind the Giants for the third wild card spot. And the Phillies, they are 2.5 games behind the Giants for the third wild card spot. And then teams that are behind the Phillies, the Arizona Diamondbacks, who you're playing this weekend, the Miami Marlins, who you're playing next week, Pittsburgh, Colorado, and then the rest of the other teams from there. So yeah, honestly, you could say this is a really important, couple of series coming up between the Diamondbacks and the Marlins, because technically there's some implications for the wild card there. Get some separations between those two teams, and you push yourself closer and closer to those wild card spots. Right now, like I said, they're getting hot at the right time, and let's see how they can keep this consistency up. That's the really most important thing right there. And Rob Thompson, he's sparking some guys in that clubhouse, and it's really nice to see what the offense is doing right now. See, this is what happens when your offense is consistent. You're going to go through these wins. You're going to blow teams out. And let's see how much they can continue to keep that up. They're going to be facing some really good pitching over the next couple of days. But maybe, if you have the same approach to these upcoming pitchers, like you did with Corbin Burns today, it's a recipe for success. Get those guys out of the ballgame early. It's what you did today. You made them work. He threw over 110 pitches in under 5 innings full. So it's a recipe for success. Get those starters out early. Get the bullpen. Make the bullpen work. Make their pitchers tired. There you go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Got some people in the live feed right here. Bryce Harper home run swing is one of the most beautiful things in baseball. Yes, it is, especially when he's going, especially. And I'm sure he's going to be getting a ton of All-Star votes since the ballot just opened up. Hopefully he does make the All-Star team this year. I know he said last year that even if he was voted into the All-Star game last year, he wouldn't have gone. So who knows what happens this time around. It'll be fun too, just going to the All-Star game just to see, who gets into the home run derby. I know Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber are both like top 6 maybe in the National League in home runs. So does Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, do they get a home run derby invite? That'd be very nice to see. So who knows what happens in that situation. Scott in the chat saying a good sign is watching this team keep a down and not letting them back in the game. Now let's bring it to Citizens Bank Park. I definitely agree with that. Let's have this offense keep chugging. That'll be very nice to see. Scott says, what will make me believe is this in this team is to beat the teams that they are supposed to, not like they have in the past couple of seasons. Yes, like I said, beatable teams coming up. Diamondbacks, Marlins, Nationals, and your schedule gets very easier. It really supports you going up to the stretch. You got to win those games. You got to win series. You got to sweep the bad teams. You got to win series against, the mediocre teams. Got to find a way to get those wins. Got to find a way. And the schedule does benefit you going down the stretch. So you got to take advantage of that. And hopefully right now this team is believing in themselves. They're feeling in themselves. So let's see how far that can go. So if we look at the rest of the schedule, I know I brought it up a couple of times, but basically, like I said, looking at the upcoming matchups, you got the Diamondbacks this weekend. You got the Marlins next week. Like I said, 5-game series with the Nationals. So you're going to be going on a long road trip after the Miami series. 5 games in Washington, 2 games in Texas, and 4 games in San Diego. And San Diego, they're giving the Mets a rough time over there. They are. So San Diego, that's probably going to be your most probably difficult series of the month. You play the Braves at the end of the month as well. Cardinals, Nationals, Cardinals, Blue Jays, Marlins going into July. So your quality of teams do get better. It's not like you're playing the Mets every time, the Dodgers, all these other really good teams in like so many games stretch. Your quality does get better. Like I said, take advantage of the series that favor you. Take advantage of when the schedule favors you. That's what you got to do. Got to find a way to be consistent. Your starters got to be consistent. Your offense has to be consistent, to not put much stress on the bullpen. Because right now, this bullpen, they can't use that much stress. But honestly, the bullpen, past couple of games have been pretty solid too. So right now, it does feel like everything is clicking at once. Let's see how long it can last. It's gone 7 games in a row so far. So let's see how further they can keep it going. Bring it into Citizens Bank Park tomorrow against the Diamondbacks. Let's see what happens. Gonna be fun. Can't wait for it. All 3 games. Everything. Gonna be a while before we have a day off, though. This weekend series. Next week against the Marlins, 3 games in a row, 5 games in a row against the Nationals. And I do believe there is a day off between the National series and the Rangers series. But hey, it's fun. More baseball, the possibility, more the merrier at this point. When your team is riding, you want to see them every day at 6:45, 7 o'clock, 1:35, 12, 4:30, whatever, anytime possible. You want to watch this Phillies team right now because they're fun. They're really fun. So I think that's going to do it for this stream, everyone. Thank you for joining as much as possible. We see Life and Sports Talk with Jake right here in the chat. 7-game winning streak while the Angels can't figure it out, losing their Joe. Yeah, that's definitely something right there. That's definitely something. The Phillies got 2 Joes fired. But still, thank you everyone for joining the live feed. As always, I appreciate that. Do not forget to drop a like on the video. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. I'd like to read those as always. Don't forget to check out everything in the description below. The painted lines, BrodesMedia, flyed up, everything like that. Don't forget to check all that stuff out. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And also don't forget to use the code TTPSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek, everyone. And I will see you next time.